Welcome back to another episode of the Jasmine Star Show. I'm your host, a photographer and business strategist and founder of the monthly membership, Social Curator. Yes, Jasmine Star is my real name. My mom was a total hippie. Thanks for asking. And in case anybody else is wondering, I have a twin sister and her name is Bianca Flower. Yeah, my mom, total hippie. How did we get here? Speaking of hippies, we are going to get into lots of love and peace. I'm trying to find a segue. I'm just going to keep on going with it. So friends, thank you for humoring me. In today's episode, this is going to be a recording from a keynote I gave at a direct selling leadership conference for Lularoe social sellers. I was invited to talk about how to build a personal brand on social media. Now, this topic is clearly near and dear to my heart, but it's extra important for business owners who sell identical products as other people. With the explosive growth of network marketing, MLM, and direct sales, building a personal brand isn't just important, it's actually a necessity if you want your business to actually work. Now, I have to warn you, this crowd was crazy loud and very awesome, so their energy pumped me up even more than normal. JD, who is my husband and my business partner, he said I sounded like I drank a keg of coffee before jumping on this stage. And my response was something like, don't hate on me, bro. I'm just high on life. There you have it. I can't wait for you to hear this presentation. So friend, here is my personal branding keynote. Enjoy.
I am so happy to be here. I want to say welcome. Today we're going to be talking about building your personal brand on social media. I had the opportunity and the blessing to be contacted by the amazing Justin Lyon and Kenny, and I was so ready to stand in front of you today because as I did my homework in preparation to speaking to you brilliant souls, I read on the website, Lularoe is a community of social selling entrepreneurs offering individuals the opportunity to achieve their dreams by connecting people to product. And I thought, social selling entrepreneurs, heck yes, I am with my people because I don't know about you, but I love selling on social, SOS. We're changing what that means. We don't need help. We're here to help others. Can I get an amen? All right, so we're gonna get this social selling party started. I know many of you use social, but there is a difference between being on social and using social. Yes or yes? Okay, because when you're just on social, you have an Instagram account and you're on Facebook, but you're just kind of casually thinking about when you're gonna do it. And oh gosh, I'm at a Christmas party, it's kind of dark lighting, let me stand by the lamp and look this way. That's the casual, polite laugh because I spent hours on the Lularoe hashtag. Oh, yes, I did. Okay, so before I dive in a little too deep, I need you guys to kind of sort of like me and trust me before I come out and just speak my truth. So who am I? My name is Jasmine Star. I am a photographer and business strategist from Newport Beach, California. And like Justin had mentioned, I am a co-founder of Social Curator. And I have to tell you, Social Curator is 2.5 years old. And for about 2 years, somebody would say, Jasmine is a part of Social Curator. Anybody know Social Curator? And it was like, creak, 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 creak. And so when he said, does anybody know Social Curator? And there was a few brave souls who were just as crazy as this spicy Latina who said, woohoo! I was like, it's happening. The dream is happening. If you have ever been in the grocery store and you see somebody else in Lularoe, you're looking at it and be like, oh yes, it's happening. Am I alone? No, we all here having Beyonce moments. I heard this podcast with Beyonce. And it documented her life. And they talked about the first time she heard her song on the radio with Destiny's Child. And they got out of her daddy's van and they were dancing. And I thought to myself, how many times in my life have I had a Beyonce moment? And let me tell you, behind that stage, I straight had a Beyonce moment. Like 2 people in this room who know it is what I do. Heck yes, I'm gonna dance. Yes. The story starts for me in 2005, and if you give me about 4 minutes to explain, you will then understand why I am so passionate about using social media to sell. In 2005, I was tired, stressed, and wildly overwhelmed. I was at UCLA Law School. I am a first-generation Latina and a first-generation college student, and I went there on full scholarship. Thank you. It was hard. And I looked around and I realized that everybody else here is tired, stressed, and overwhelmed, so this just must be the way it's done. It wasn't until my first year of law school that my father called and he said, your mom had a relapse of brain cancer. And the doctor said her time had come. It had been 8.5 years. So in addition to being tired, stressed, and overwhelmed, I was wildly depressed. I walked into the dean's office and I said, I need to leave. And she told me, Jasmine, you have 3 years to come back and get your scholarship. And I said, okay, but I'm leaving today. I realized at that time that life is short. My mother was 50 years old and I was 25. And I remember leaving law school, packing my bags and moving home because I had no money. I crawled up to her bedroom through the stairs and I got in bed with her, and I will never forget her smelling like Pond's facial cream and eucalyptus. And I thought to myself, I just made the best decision of my life. And the next morning, after walking down the stairs, I open my eyes and I see an NSYNC poster on the wall, and I think to myself, I just made the worst decision of my life. I don't know what I'm doing. But I knew that if I was 25 years old and my mom was going to pass when she was 50, I didn't want to die a lawyer in 25 years and spend the next 25 years living a half-life of what could be. So I planned a wedding in 3 months after my high school sweetheart proposed, because I said, my mom needs to see us get married. Against all odds, my father and my mother walked me down the aisle. And I thought to myself, if this isn't a miracle, I don't know what is. But the story gets better because my mom texted me a photo of her and my dad this morning. I know. Won't he do it? What happened in my life, what I thought was the worst thing, was the best thing. It was a North Star. Because how many of us walk around this life thinking, this is just how it is? This is just how it is. Or will we make the decision, like every person in this room, to say, it doesn't have to be that way. I'm going to make a decision and change my life. Now, brave and beautiful, brilliant souls that you are, you made that on your own. I wasn't that brave and strong and brilliant. My brand new husband, after coming back home, asked me, if you can do one thing for the rest of your life and be happy, what would it be? And I said, I want to be a photographer. He said, okay, but you don't have a camera. If I got one, I think I could be one. And he said, okay. Like many of you who made the initial investment to invest in Lularoe without very few people believing you could actually do it, he did the same by giving a camera to me. And that, my friends, is a gift. Because in 2006, I got my camera, and I don't know about you, but if you ever opened like your first shipment and you're like, watch out QVC, there's a new cowboy in town. And then you get out and you're like, why is nobody buying? Okay, I had that with my camera because I was like, Ansel Adams, move over, Annie Leibovitz. And I took my camera out. I was like, whoa, you're terrible. You're really bad. I couldn't even give my services away for free. But there's this little website called Google, and I learned everything I could about photography. And 3 years later, I was voted one of the top wedding photographers in the world. By 2010, the most influential photographer. By 2012, most socially influential photographer. And I do not say this as a humble brag. I say this because there are people who have nothing and do something. I am living proof of that, and many of you in this room are the same. Now, a few of you are clapping. And a few of you are like, okay, but I'm not sure what I think about her, because how did that actually happen? How did in 3 years you go and build an internationally recognized brand and be an award-winning photographer if you weren't even really that good? People say, but weren't you unqualified? To which I respond, oh no, baby boo, I wasn't unqualified. I was unfunded, uneducated, underconnected. I was all of those things. And I agree with you, but I also don't care. There are people who are better sellers, better marketers, better educated, better connected, whose daddy can fund everything that they want, and they still can't do what you do. Because you are doing it your own way against the previously established rules. This has taught me to believe and live my life that impossibilities are actually possibilities in disguise if we choose to see them that way. I paused for a clap, which I did not receive, and that's okay. That is okay. I'm gonna earn the claps. I know who I'm with. If you ain't clapping, it wasn't good enough. Hang on. Here we go. Because there's people in this room who's like, okay, Jasmine, that sounds good, but like, really, girl, how'd you build a business? My response is, I built a brand. That's it. Now, you might think, okay, I've heard this before, but really, Jasmine, let me depend on somebody much smarter. My pretend business best friend, Seth Godin. He describes a brand as a set of expectations, memories, stories, and relationships that account for a consumer's decision to choose one product or service over another. Guess what? Seth is talking to every person in this room. A brand is expectations, memories, and stories and relationships that count for a consumer's decision to choose one product or service over another. Ladies and gentlemen in the room, you are selling the same thing. Why, as me, a consumer, will I choose to buy the same thing that everyone is selling simultaneously in the room? Why would I choose to buy from you or you or you or you? Why? Exactly. That's right, front row. Type A personality, arrive early, sit there. Yes, queen. Because a brand is not defined by a business. A brand is defined by a consumer's perception of that business. Now, in this room, there is a subculture of a totem pole where some retailers are way up here. Do you know what she's doing every single month? Did you see how many times her story and polls have been voted on? That's a totem pole that is made up by a subculture of people who will not buy what you're selling. Are you gonna buy from her? Of course not, you have it. Are you gonna buy from him? Of course not, you have it. I, your consumer, am looking to buy from anybody in this room. Why would I choose to work with you? A brand, somebody has described to me, is what somebody says about you when you walk out of a room. That has nothing to do with the skirts, the dresses, or the jackets that you sell. What is somebody saying about you? I have to tell you, it is very difficult for me to stand on this stage. I am a natural-born introvert, and I know people are like, what? Yes. I prefer to work alone, in silence. This is what I like to be. But I understand that my purpose, a higher purpose, to serve others, stand in their light, regardless how they feel about standing where they have been placed. Because ladies and gentlemen, you have been placed. Yeah, you've worked, but you have been placed because you know of other people who are just working just as hard as you are, and they have not been met with half of the success that you have. So can we all just agree that you have been placed? Regardless of how we want to feel about that, we work, but the placement also comes in relation to fortuitous events for those who are willing to stand up and do that work. In 2007, I want to be very open about who I am. This is from my very first blog post. I started a blog to document the failure that I would become as a photographer because I didn't believe. I should just lay an egg to complete this metamorphosis. If I sprouted feathers tonight, I wouldn't be surprised. I need to be willing to go out on a limb and ask people if I could take their pictures. I know couples who are engaged, so why can I bring myself to ask if I could snap their engagement photos? I wouldn't charge them, so what's stopping me? My fear of rejection, of incompetence, of embarrassment. I need to do this. I just need to. I don't know if you in this room have experienced fear of incompetence, fear of embarrassment, what your Instagram followers, your family and friends, and the people you went to elementary school who haven't seen you for years, and yet we somehow care about what they say when we stand in a field in a bright sequence dress at sunset, and I'm like, oh, I wonder what Jane from Homeroom in 1996 is gonna think about this. We cannot let our fear of embarrassment or rejection stop us from doing the thing that we have been placed here to do. So if you are here in this room, I know you are already successful, but I have to tell you that I do this I'm crying. I'm not. Excuse me. Got a little frog in my throat. This is God being like, girl, slow your roll. Okay. Every year, as a business owner, I assess my assets and my liabilities. But I did this specifically in 2007 when I had started my business. So assets are things that work for your business, and liabilities are things that could possibly be impediments. I am going to be 100 and slightly vulnerable with you and let you know what my assets and liabilities were in 2007. My liabilities. I didn't have any money. I didn't have any knowledge. There wasn't anything that I knew about starting a photography business or even owning a camera. Thank you so much. Many thanks to my husband and my business partner who refuses to come up on the stage and hand me water. Cheers to you, boo. Thank you. Cheers to the people who get you to where you need to go. Okay. Amen. I'm gonna hold the water. I don't even care. I'm gonna cool myself down. Lastly, liability is I didn't have a network. I'm a girl from the hood. I didn't know a single person who had ever started a business. My biggest dreams were comprised of people who cleaned hotel rooms, gardeners, and janitors. That's where I grew up. I didn't even know who to ask except for the person who shot my own wedding. My assets, though, these are the things I wanted to get started as a business. Well, I didn't have much, but I liked to write. And people who were photographers would be like, what does writing have to do with photography? And I'm like, I don't know, but I'm okay at it. My name was an asset. My name is Jasmine Star, and my twin sister is Bianca Flower. My mom is a hippie, yeah. I decided to use my name because I felt like it kind of stuck off a page. My personality. Now, the good thing about my personality is that it's pretty polarizing. There are some people in this room, and I know it's dark, but I could read energy like you have no idea. And there are some people who are like, I'm with my people. I'm okay with that. I think it's a good thing. Now, if anybody notices, all of my liabilities were pertaining exactly to the thing I wanted to do, be a photographer, and all of my assets had nothing to do with what I wanted to do. But you wanna know what? What I realized first as a consumer. Clients choose photographers, not just photographs. Clients choose bakers and not just cakes. Clients choose coaches, not a curriculum. And women who are shopping don't just choose the dress, they choose the dresser. How many of us step away from who we are and step forward with the thing we sell? I hate to break it to you, but too many of us in this room are selling the same thing. So we hide behind the sameness instead of stepping out in the individuality and in the confidence of who we are. So now that I got you to somewhat of the same page, are we on the same page? Okay, so for about the 15 to 17% of people who didn't get a woo from, I'm going to assume that you are either tired from lunch or you believe you have a highly layered Facebook ad strategy, your copy is impeccable, you have a vanity URL from Instagram so you're not using the Lularoe. Oh yeah, I did my homework. If you have the layered ad strategy, if you have the swipe up feature for Instagram, if you have your vanity URL, that's still you, boo. That's still you. You are showing up in a different way. So how can you create a brand on social media? So a very simple exercise so we get the foundation to get into actually Q&A because that's coming. We're gonna have 2 microphones going around the room and we're gonna fire right on through them so we can get granular. What I would love for you to do is to list 3 words. Now just go through this exercise and later on in your hotel room you can amend, but right now let yourself be. Let yourself live in a childish wonder of what it would feel like to sit in a hotel in Anaheim, California and start building your brand. List 3 words. And I want these words to be descriptions of what you dream. Your dream customer will say about you when you walk out of a room. I want you to focus on words that are about you and not your business. I don't want you to choose words that are like animal print, feminine, sparkly, right? Those are the things we sell. No, you. Because remember, they're buying from you. I want you to choose these 3 words that are about who you are, not who you aspire to be. Let me give you an example. I'm talking with my husband a couple days ago. I sent him a meme on Instagram, and it's about something like, let the wild girls run free. And my husband's looking at it. He's like, cool, yeah, but you're not wild. And I was like, I'm wild. I'm like, really wild. And he's like, really? He's like, when I ask you to go camping, you say, I just like to camp under the 5 stars of the 4 seasons. Is that a problem? And he's like, you're anything but wild. So I think back to, this goes back to the brand, right? Like, how many of you want to be like, I'm so fashion forward? Let's be real. Let's ask your friends and family, right? How do you want somebody to describe you as you? The real you, all of you, unapologetically you. Step into your superpower, even if you think it's a liability. And lastly, these 3 words are going to become your barometers of success. What's a barometer of success? How do we measure how effective you are at building your personal brand? Is when you hear people mirroring back what you're putting out. Oftentimes, when I first started building my business as a photographer, I have since transitioned, but in the beginning, I have multiple iterations of my business and I do the same practice. In the beginning, I would sign things, stay fabulous, Jasmine. That was my email signature. I grew up obese. I was about roughly 180 pounds. I was less than 5 feet tall. I always had greasy hair. I was very poor. We had government assistance food. Nobody in my entire life ever described me as fabulous. Until I would walk into rooms and say, Mom, let me introduce you to my photographer. She's fabulous. Barometers of success. What we put out becomes mirrors of how people describe you. Now, in the beginning, when I started my business, my 3 words were fun. I wanted my clients to describe me as fun. If they said Jasmine is fun, I knew I was building a personal brand around the things that I wanted. Fresh. I didn't want to be a stodgy, old school photographer. So I wanted them to say, wow, she's doing something different. She's doing something unique. And lastly, I wanted to have them describe my work as editorial, that they felt like they could be in a magazine, that they felt like models for a day. When my clients said this about me, I knew I was on to something. Currently, as a business strategist and a founder of a tech company that provides resources for business owners, I want my words to be inspired, possible, and consistent. They all work together. Because if you walk out of this room and you believe that you are inspired, you will then know how to show up differently. You will then believe that your big year, the big year that you're like, every single month this year, I'm gonna do 50,000. Crazy? Crazy? Well, maybe if you're inspired to define the thing that you wanna do, it starts mapping to the level of consistency that you need to do to achieve your goals. Because what got you here, what got you to your $15,000, $20,000, $25,000 a month won't get you to your $50,000 a month until you change. Can I get an amen? Because doing the same thing over and over again will not get you anything different. It'll get you more of the same. If you want to double, your actions must map your aspirations. You must be consistent in an entirely different way. Are we on the same page? Yes. Okay, yes, I got 2 yeses. Word of mouth. This is what becomes the barometers of success. When our clients are saying our words to others, as we walk out of a room and or online, yes, because we are social sellers, we then know that we win. What you're looking at is one of my very first websites, 2008. I, of course, had a website that showcased what I did, photography. But half of the website was about me, what I ate, what I liked, what I smelled like, what I read. And many people were repulsed by the idea that I would put this out online. And anybody who wasn't was pre-qualified to already be a customer. I didn't have to fight for sales. They knew they wanted to work with me. I started using social media around 2014. People had been talking about it. I just could not get on the train. I was like, nobody cares what I ate for lunch. This is really weird. But then all of a sudden, I decided to show up differently. I'm going to believe in it before I actually see the results. And lo and behold, when I started posting things on Facebook, my customers started posting things on Facebook. I want to highlight something that Jamie had said. I have said it before and I will say it again. Jasmine Star is amazing. Love her so much. I am pulling this highlighted testimonial, number 1, because it's on a public social platform. At the time, she had 333 friends. She created a marketing campaign to 300 pre-qualified people. She didn't say she loved her wedding photos. She didn't say she loved her wedding photographer. She used my name. That is a big difference. Karen, Jasmine is a rock star. Seriously, if you haven't picked a wedding photographer and want an incredibly talented and super fun one, she's your girl. She used one of the barometers of success. I wanted her to tell her friends and family, if you want somebody talented and if you want somebody fun, use her. Barometers of success. Still to this day, I have practiced everything I preach. If you go to jasminestar.com, I throw so much of who I am in your face that I push you away. And if you still happen to be around on the last click on the last page, we're doing things. That's it. Because if I didn't push you away, we're going for a big ride. Today, I still use everything I learned to the tune of hundreds of thousands of people on Facebook. I never ask a business owner to do something I am not currently doing all day, every day. I am still currently on Instagram all day, every day. I produce videos for YouTube. I am on Twitter. I blog 3 to 4 times a week. I'm, God have mercy, TikTok. I'm, okay, let's do this thing. Why? Because it's free. And you can always take the girl out of the ghetto. You can't take the ghetto out of the girl. You're telling me you're giving me a free access to talk about the thing I sell and not charge me anything for it, and then I get to make money just because I show up? Sign me up. How many of us are not saying, oh, it's free? I don't know. I'm just not feeling like it today. In 2 years, you're going to be like, what did I miss? I hope that you came here and have since posted on your social media platforms at minimum once a day. Why? You in sunny Southern California. Here's an idea. Take a picture of a palm tree and say, anybody guesses where I am? Drive engagement. Take a selfie in beautiful window light and say, I'm getting educated. I'm one of the rare few people who've actually excelled. It is what I do. If you have any questions, like, let me know. Then tomorrow, you take a picture with Deanne. You take a picture with other people. You take people who are a part of your team, and you say, this is what it feels like to do life with people. And then on your way home, you're going to give the 3 tips that you learned, and hopefully give a shout out to Jasmine Star about how you're going to show up differently when you go home. Can I get an amen? That was 4 days of content I just gave to you, so don't go and waste it. Are we going to use it? How many of us, and don't even front because God is watching, how many of you are going to show up for the next 4 days? 4 days. Thank you for keeping it real. The other people don't want to win is bad. Okay. Barometers of success is when people are talking about me now on social, if they're using words like inspire, impossibility, and consistency, then I know it works. And for many of you are already feeling overwhelmed, and I'm here to give you the gift of simply doing what I do. Can you create weekly tutorials on how to style clothing? How to wash clothing? How to use one piece 3 different ways? That's 3 blog posts in a week. Weekly tutorials, turn on Instagram Live, do your makeup in one of your favorite shirts, have your hair up in a messy bun, and about 15 minutes later, take your hair out, zhuzh it up with some spray, put on a sparkly jacket, and say, all right, guys, see you later. Okay, going live on Facebook. Being like, okay, so I just was talking to Deanne backstage, and I am founder of Social Curator. I do monthly group coaching. They come in. I did not know at the time I was going to be coaching and critiquing a retailer of Lularoe, and I went to her Instagram and Facebook profile, and I saw that she did this wild, amazing thing where she went live on Facebook with another Lularoe representative, a retailer in a different state. They were both streaming live, and they were bringing out their pieces and say, I only have this one in a medium. Let me know right now. Leave a comment here, and I'm flipping between the pages, and they created QVC on Facebook, tapping into other audiences because they weren't selling the same product. And it had the QVC quality because they're like, oh, I only have one medium left. Yes. 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 We just want to buy, and we want to know why we're buying. So if you need practice, QVC, turn on your laptop or your phone, call a friend who has a different product line, and you guys go back and forth. Post polls on Instagram. Okay, so I have this jacket. Would you wear the printed tee underneath, or would you go something solid? Okay. And now Instagram stories, I don't know if you guys have seen, they're called the layouts. Layouts are basically templates that you can drop photos in. You can go 2, you can go 4, you can go 6. You guys have polls built in for telling people how to shop. And anybody who says, oh, I really like the red one, you're gonna DM them and say, what's your size? If you would like, buy one, get the second one for 25% off. Hey, anybody? I'm here for it. I mean, nobody wants me to be a part of Lularoe because I'd be out here going on cruises. I'm gonna drive myself like a pink Cadillac, you know? And it's like, I just go out there and I'm like, all right, you want me to wear cute clothes and talk about it? Okay. If anybody can't see the gold mine in front of you, I'm going to kindly ask you to wake up and do it now. Do it messy. Do it scrappy. Do it scared. Do it wrong. Let them judge you. Let them scoff. Let them talk. Let them judge. And when you take your family on a Disney cruise because they laughed, bye. I ain't got time. I ain't got time to have your judgment not pay my bills. And if you are gonna talk, tag me and spell my name right, because I'll take it anyway. Okay, I don't know what's wrong with me. It's like legitimately, I came in, what is wrong with me? Nothing, I'm fabulous, but if you're scared, I'm sorry. Okay, these are just some ideas, because I will tell you, first, hear it from me. I do not know what I'm doing, but I do it anyway. I am not smart, I'm not funny, I'm not witty, I'm not rich, I'm not popular, I'm not cool. I am definitely not an influencer. I'm not charming, I'm not lucky, I'm not any of those things. But you wanna know what I do? I make you feel something. Good, bad, or ugly, I make you feel something. And everybody in this room, from the church mouse to the walrus, can say, I make you feel something. And that doesn't cost anything. It goes to those who are brave. It goes to those who are willing. It goes to those who are desperate. And it goes to those who are hungry. How many of you will say, I am okay not to care about what you say, and I'm gonna still show up anyway? My friends, that is a branding review. There will be many people who walk out of this room and cannot stand me. I'm okay with it. Do you trust me? Because if you trust me, you will do the work. And I'm okay with that too. I want you to take what you have and make it work. I want you to build a brand by showing it is what you do, not just who you are. And I want you to use your branding words to measure your success. If you put on that word fabulous, and in 2 or 3 weeks somebody said, you know, Janine, she's just fabulous. You're doing it. Congratulations, you're doing it. Before we get into Q&A, I'm gonna bring the house lights up and we're gonna get 2 microphones to go right around. I want to ask a question for grounding. I'm gonna ask you, how are you going to define success? How are you going to define your success? I think it's tempting to be in a really successful room and follow other successful people. And as they are vacationing on their yacht, and as they turn the keys to 90210, and as they get their new Land Rover, it's tempting to feel a certain way about it. But if in the process you get your Land Rover and your yacht and the keys to your house and you realize it was done in a vacuum, that you realize in the process of getting the things and the toys and the tools that you thought left you empty because it took you away from the things that mattered the most, your children, your spouse, your friends, and your family, what you got was money. You didn't get success. How many of us are taking the time to define what it means to be your version of success, not just rich? What does it take for you to say every day, I'm closing my computer at 3:30 so I can make a homemade meal for my family? I'm a success. I'm gonna take my parents out, and every time I take my parents out, they're never gonna pay for another meal in their life. That's success. I'm gonna retire my partner. That's success. So when every single night you're making your meal, and when you take your parents out and you pay for their meal, and when you saved up to take your family on a European vacation, you're not saying, oh, this is just what we do. No, you're saying, I'm a success. This is my version of success. And even if I don't have the Range Rover, and even if I don't have the yacht, even if I don't turn the keys to that house, which I hope I do, but if I do, I will have done it on my terms. That's not the success. The journey and who I do the journey with is. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Let's get in to Q&A. We're gonna have to do this as quickly as possible. Any question is a good question. I actually want to get to like the work. This is all theory. any questions whatsoever. If you have your hand, we have mics running around. And yes, we have one right here. Is there a mic here? And then can we have the house lights up any higher? There's a mic right, okay, we'll have one here. And then where's the second mic? Okay, great, we'll have one over there and then we'll rotate. Hi.
Hi, Jasmine, I'm Jamie. I actually DM'd you. I have a present for you after.
Thank you.
You tell about doing stories and showing your life on social media. How do you balance that between living your life and putting it on social? Like, I feel like I could go out with my kids and I want to Instagram it, but yet I also want to be there with my kids. So where's that line and where's that balance?
It's different for wow, I'm just like spitting. Front row is getting a baptism up in here. Woo-wee. It's totally up to you. Everybody has a different barometer. Some people don't really want to showcase their kids, and that's not right or wrong. There are some days where you are going to Instagram, and then you're going to give yourself grace for when you don't want to Instagram. When it comes to finding out the barometer and what you're comfortable sharing, I always proclaim the man on the airplane rule. If I am not willing to tell a stranger who's sitting next to me on the airplane anything, then I'm not putting comfortable out on social media. So what I put out on social media is only what I would tell a stranger on the airplane. My husband and I, we have praying for adoption for about almost 2 years. We have made the decision we probably won't be putting out our child, which some people are like, what? And I'm like, yeah, this is our decision. And it's counter opposite to what many people do. But nothing is right or wrong. I'll still go on and continue doing me, giving yourself grace and understanding your rules. We'll go here, and then we'll get the mic into the next person.
This is amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Can you tell us, for those of us who are really clueless, how do we learn how to Instagram? How do we learn how to be that? What is it that, you said you went to Google, which I love. What can we do now to figure out how to do that?
Do you know how to post a photo?
Yes.
Do you know how to post stories?
Kind of. My sister taught me last night, kind of.
Okay, so the question then becomes, you know the how, and what we want, and I say this lovingly, but I deal it straight, is a beautiful jagged pill that we can all of a sudden become the YouTubers that our 12-year-old children aspire to be, right? Like, hi, I'm here at the Lularoe event, and oh my God, right? No, if that's not you, don't do that. I want you to look at Instagram and open up stories and it's a known secret. If you scroll over to hands-free and you hold hands-free, it'll give you a countdown for 3 seconds, and you can record 60 seconds of content. So tomorrow morning, in some really good light, by your hotel, you're gonna put your phone in the window, and you're gonna hold it on hands-free, and you're gonna step back so you get a full body. You're like, okay, this is really awkward, but how many moms are getting ready for school? Usually I'm wearing sweatpants, but today I'm wearing this jacket, my hair is done, and I'm feeling actually pretty cute about myself. This is a size medium. I'm gonna be pairing it with these jeans. I hope you guys have a really good day. That's about 2 slides. Then what you're gonna do is you have 2 frames. You're going to write text at the bottom. A little embarrassing, but feeling good about what I'm wearing today. Next slide. Tomorrow, I might be in sweats, but for today, I'm cute. Yes or yes? And you add a poll.
Yay, I'm so excited. I'm going to do it.
I hope everybody's doing that poll tomorrow. Everybody's doing that poll. It's just too easy. How many of you get your hair? I don't. I don't get my hair and makeup done every day, but everybody's here. Everybody's looking fly and fresh. Show that. Show that. Okay, yes.
Hi, I just want to first say I am so thankful that you're here. I had never heard of you before until today, and my friends here are like, she's your person.
Yay!
So I just wanted to tell you one of my goals is to build my reach on my social media platform as far as Instagram.
Yes.
I just wanted to know what are some tricks or ideas that you might be able to give us in being able to grow our social media.
I need you to be real with me right now.
Okay.
And your friends are going to hold you accountable. How often are you posting on Instagram a week?
Every single day on my stories, but my photos, like, you were resonating with me so much about
time out.
lighting.
Time out.
Okay,
let's back this up. So statistically, we're about 2 to 3% of our followers are actually seeing stories.
Right.
So hypothetically, if you have 1,000 followers, about 20 to 30 people are actually seeing your stories, which on your feed, that's roughly around 4%, and it sits in perpetuity, and it doesn't disappear in 24 hours. So people say, I'm super consistent. Yes, but you're only super consistent with about 2% of your audience for only 24 hours. If I'm going to encourage you to actually show the content and keep it there in perpetuity to sell old product, and old, well, no, is like 2 or 3 months old, but somebody can scroll down and say, hey, I really like this. Do you have it? And you're like, I do, I would keep it on the feed. That's why I'm all about prioritizing the feed. Stories, yes, but stories are behind the scenes look that you can be fun and kind of jaggle around, but it's 24 hours.
Okay.
So every day on Instagram, period.
Posting.
Yes.
Okay, but what if you're terrible at like photography?
Here's the thing. She's speaking her truth. I don't care if it's true or not. I'm just saying that's your truth. So you can either fight for your limitations or you can fight for the reasons why you're gonna do it. So you're gonna fight for the excuse, I'm not good, or you're gonna fight to say, I'm gonna go to Google, the world's largest search engine that my parents and my grandparents and my great-grandparents fought for me to go on and find out how to take better iPhone photos. And let me just tell you, there's over 1 million minutes of how to take a good iPhone photo. But because I'm gonna do you a solid, all you need to do, all of it, you stand in front of a window, or you open your front door. I don't care if it's snowing outside. In fact, if there's snow on the outside, that's white light. You're gonna get some really good things coming in here. You're going to bring a coffee table and a stack of books. You don't even need a tripod. You're gonna put the phone in front of the books, and you're gonna stand back, and you're gonna take a self-timer photo. On the iPhone, there's a timer. On the Android, I'm not sure, but you can download an app. You're gonna push the button. You're gonna step back out, and you're gonna go,
Oh, girl, yes, honey.
and it's
yes.
stupid.
Yes.
All of it. All of it. All of it.
I'm here for all of it.
All of it is dumb. It's dumb. And you're gonna get one. And when you're actually like, oh my God, you're so fun. You're so cute. Nobody knows it took you 18,000 shots to get it. But you got it. You're welcome.
Thank you. We appreciate you.
Okay, I think do we have a question? Yes.
Hi, my name is Brianna.
Hi.
think I can speak for most of us. I think we all love you.
Thank you. I love you
I had
back.
a question. You changed your branding words.
Yes.
How often or frequently do you decide to do that?
So I've had, like I've mentioned, I have multiple iterations of my business. When we first started pivoting from photography and realizing I was here to serve entrepreneurs, not just photographers, I had my first public offering, which was an Instagram for Business course, and it's no longer available. I'm not even selling from stage, so please know that's not how I roll. So I wanted to have this Hawaiian vacation, fun spring break vibe, even though I wasn't selling to college students. So what I wanted to do was have fun as a driver. I wanted to have free as a driver, and I wanted to have confident. So as I sold that Instagram for Business course, that was my barometer. So every time for me, it became, who am I selling to, and how do I want them to describe? Now, here's the thing. For many of you who've been on the journey with Deanne, it's probably a few years. Who you were 3 years ago and who you were selling to has probably changed. As you had more children, as you got married, your brand words probably changed. There's no right or wrong. I would encourage people to revisit their brand words once a year. I always love January. It's like a fresh start and say, do these words resonate? And is this how I want to be described? If the answer is yes, rock on. If not, you take a little bit of time, recalibrate, and move from there.
Awesome.
Thank you. Thank you guys so much.
Okay, we're all hustlers. We want to do more. We want to do the blogs. We want to add more content.
Yes.
A lot of us are wives, moms, juggling a lot of
Yes.
things.
Oh, I love this question.
A
I
lot
already
of
know
these
what's going.
women are going to get home and they're
I know.
going to go back to work in the chaos of
Yes.
life, and they don't end up doing the things. Talk to us about time management,
Yes.
prioritizing these things.
Yes.
See the benefit.
Yes.
We know we're there.
But I don't want to talk about warm and fuzzy. I want to actually get into
Oh,
practicality.
give us the
So
tough
let's
love.
talk about taking one long form of content and breaking it down for social. So what would it look like for you to go out during your holiday styling? I did see that there was like a dress, like a wrap dress with like a V-neck that was like killing the game for many of you guys. Tell me like I don't know. Okay, I really did my homework. So if that was me, I would have reverse engineered when are people shopping for holiday attire? About 2 weeks before Thanksgiving. So what I would be doing is I would create a long form blog post. I would set up my iPhone and I would shoot the same color dress 3 different ways. Bomber jacket or leather jacket with booties, or I would do sandals, or I would do like a long trench. I would style it 3 different ways, and I would talk about how I was using one dress at Thanksgiving, one dress to meet your girlfriends, and the same dress done at Christmas Eve. So what you've done is had 3 photos, 3 stylings, and what you'll do with that blog post is have a 3-part holiday series on Instagram. 3 Instagram posts, same content, same copy, broken down, because Instagram has a limit of 2,200 characters. You can't do a long form blog post. But what would it look like for you to get the same content broken down into 3 Instagram posts, 3 photos, 3 versions of copy, and then do the same series on Facebook, but just 3 days later? Same content, staggering the content, because studies have shown that viewers platform hop. For somebody, and y'all think about this, put yourself in the shoes of your customer. If you're on Instagram and you're scrolling and you kind of like, okay, I got enough, you can pop over to Facebook, right? If you're posting at the same time and you have followers who are following you on both those platforms, there's a higher likelihood that they're going to be seeing the same post. If they already liked or commented on Instagram, there's less likelihood of them doing it on Facebook. So what you want to do is be posting the same content on a different platform at a different time. Same content, we are not working harder, we're working smarter. And if, for instance, you want to get that blog post and turn it into Instagram and Facebook, and then it did really well, I would 100%, it's already been proven, turn on my laptop, go live on Facebook and be like, okay, on Instagram, I did this thing and it's awkward as all get out. And you're like, I had 3 looks. I am going to do the 3 looks right now. You have everything laid out. And it's like, this is the dress. You take off a jacket, and you're probably sweating profusely, and you're doing it because every sweated drop is 1 penny in your account. Okay, $1, $1. So you're gonna put on the jacket. You're gonna put on the booties. And everybody, it's called the tightrope effect. What works, why Instagram Live works, is the tightrope effect. What is she gonna say? Is she gonna fall? Is anybody gonna come on? And people stay, and they stay, and they stay. 1 piece of content, 4 different ways, working smarter, not harder.
Real quick while I have you, how closely are you watching the insights as far as what time to post? I think people get in their heads about that, like, oh, I got to post it this time during the day. Are you watching that, or it's just get it out there?
Instagram has come out and said, like, obviously, do you want to be posting at 2 o'clock in the morning? Probably not if your target demo is in that geographic area. But by and large, insights matter, but not as much as what they used to. Before Instagram introduced the algorithm, the time that you post mattered because you wanted to go when most people are online. Now the algorithm says if it's good content, it'll stay alive for more than just the time it'll hear. Sometimes people are liking posts a day later, 2 days later, 3 days later, if you're like, this post did really well. That's the algorithm working for you. Put out good content, and it pays regardless if you're posting exactly at 9:03 because it's the most amount of people.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Hi.
Hey, I forgot I have a microphone. I was gonna yell and wave. So I love Instagram. I love the visual aspect of it, but I'm finding that a lot of people tend to be drawn to the words that I'm using.
Yes.
More often.
Yes.
Yes. Blogging is a part of me. It's in my soul, and I'm struggling figuring out how to incorporate that into my brand, as a retailer.
So here's the thing. Some people are listening to that and be like, I would never read a long Instagram post if my life depended on it. I'm not one of those people. I like long captions. I write long captions, but I test my captions. I do not say everybody here should be writing long captions. If you don't write, don't write. It's coming from you. You're going to attract other people who really want to know more about you. And let me just tell you, long form content creates ride or dies. Long form content, especially podcasts, when people spend a lot of time with you, they like you more. When people like you more, they trust you more. When they trust you more, they engage with you more. When they engage with you more, you can then convert them. So if writing long form is not for you, please don't do it. If it is for you and something's coming out, respect it, and other people will honor it.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there another mic?
Yes. I do. I have a question. Can you hear
Yes.
Hi. Okay, so mine is we're going back to the basics. I
Yes.
think I've been trying to think about the answer for this, the 3 words. I have no clue what my 3 words would be.
Right.
So do you have any advice? How can we just go back and think about them and try to figure them out?
I love this question because I really do have to respect it. I put a lot of pressure, right? I'm a lot proud law school dropout. They have this thing called the Socratic method named after Socrates, where the professor will just call you out and stick on you 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 until you come up with the answer, and you're just like, I think I'm dead. This is what death feels like. I practice the Socratic method. 3 words, now, right? I don't expect you guys to have this epiphany. I wanted you to go through the motions and feel it and sweat and feel the pressure so that later when you go to your hotel room, don't feel shackled to the 3 words. Have what I call a brain dump. What are just words what are words that come out? Fabulous, fun, fresh, entertaining, personal, introspective, emotional, happy, lively. Right? Just put out all the words. And as you go through them, just start scratching some words off, right? As you go through them, I really love this word. Circle it. Scratch, circle, scratch, circle. And it literally rises to the top. So take all pressure off, brain dump, scratch out things that aren't resonating. And I promise you, through the process of freedom, childlike wonder to explore, it will come. And guess what? You could choose it this month and be like, that's not the word. Good. Do the same process next month. It will come.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes. Is there any?
Hello. Yes, one more back here.
Thank you. Sorry.
Hi. Hello. I'm Luann. Thanks. My business has grown like suddenly at the last half of the year. So my family YouTube page is big. We have lots of followers. We have hundreds of thousands of views. And my husband and I want to like let the viewers know we do Lularoe, but I'm afraid
Don't.
I have all these followers
Don't.
for my family.
Don't.
Just do it.
No.
Don't
You-
use it. Make a new YouTube page.
So I don't want you to sell.
Right.
I want you to show.
Okay.
Every video you make, girl.
Well, yeah, we always have Lularoe on.
That's right.
Okay.
And you will start getting, just this morning, I did a Facebook Live. I don't sell earrings. I wore a pair of earrings. Like, where's your earrings from? It's natural. People often sell, I do a lot of speaking to direct sellers. When you use the thing you sell, you don't have to sell. So every video, you should be looking fly in Lularoe, like every single time. And then every so often, you have this video on, be like, hey moms, I know what it's like. 8 o'clock in the morning, have a timer. 8 o'clock in the morning, I don't wanna get ready. I'm gonna put on these joggers, I'm gonna put a printed tee, and I'm gonna put on this jacket. Don't use all Lularoe, because people feel like, oh, that's disingenuous. Get your denim jacket from Target, pair it with Lularoe pieces. 2 out of the 3 pieces should be Lularoe. You pair it differently. Be like, this outfit brought to you in 30 seconds. Put on a bright lip and be like, this is how I'm going out. Like those videos, mom life, be like, it's a rainy day. Put your camera up. It's a rainy day. I don't want to be making cookies, but I want to feel good about the kids. Here's my printed tee. Here are these really comfy jeans that I have, and I don't feel bad spilling cookies on them. You're selling, you're showing, you're not selling. You what? Oh, well, here's the thing. If you have the denim jacket, because here's the thing, and I really mean this. Listen, if people bought simply what you were wearing, wear 16 pieces. It doesn't work, and you know it doesn't work. In order for somebody to trust you, they want to see how they can use their current closet with their new closet. Make it personal, because your investment to come into the company far supersedes what they're gonna spend in a single transaction. Your highest likely customer will be a person who bought from you before. So right now you're like, I can't believe I'm doing shipping on a printed tee. Don't worry, boo-boo. Keep them warm, keep them cultivated, send them Christmas cards. They're gonna come back. That's it, it's the long game. If anybody wakes up and says, tomorrow I'm gonna do 20,000 and you just joined, baby boo, you're in for a wild ride. But you must give respect to the consumer and build trust over time, and she will become your highest buyer. That's just it. Yes.
Okay, so can you talk to us about hashtags, like the importance, like in stories and on your photos?
Yes. So this will be the last question. Thank you guys so much. We ran out of time. This is fun. Okay, so last question when it comes to hashtags. Instagram said you could use up to 30 hashtags in a single post. People say, Jasmine, do I put in the caption or do I put in a comment? It doesn't matter where you put them. However, if you're going to use all 30 hashtags, be sure that it pertains to what is in the photo and or the caption. Do not hashtag these big fashion bloggers if she or he is not in the photo. Instagram, yes. So Instagram has come out and said they've heavily invested in facial and object recognition. So if you're hashtagging beach and you're in the snow, people are like, oh, my photo's taken out. Well, yeah, because you're trying to jack the system. Mark Zuckerberg, he's smart. Don't mess with him. You don't need to use all 30. But if you do, make sure they pertain. Comment or caption. When it comes to using hashtags in stories, you can use up to 20. But in order for somebody, have you ever been on a hashtag? Look, so we go to Lularoe hashtag, and you click on the hashtag that you have put in a story, and then it takes your customer to the Lularoe hashtag, and you're like, wait a minute, well, how do they get to the stories? When you're in the Lularoe hashtag in the search component on Instagram, they must click on the stories feature of that hashtag to see the stories. So when you are putting your hashtags in, you just don't want to hashtag Lularoe. You want to hashtag other events or things or people or situations that hashtag could pertain to. So if in the future you did not qualify to go on the Lularoe cruise, but you think people are going to be on that hashtag, use the hashtag in your stories to jump into that social conversation. Does that make sense? I just want to say thank you for the final time. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. Thank you.
And that's a wrap, friend. I hope you enjoyed this talk today. If you'd be interested in knowing when I may be giving a keynote near you, you can view all of my upcoming speaking events at jasminestar.com/speaking. I'd love to give you a hug in real life. And if we're not really going to hug in real life, maybe you can give me a digital hug, like a podcast review. It would mean the world to me to get to know you on a personal level. I read every single one of them, and it would just mean the world to me. So go and chase those wild and crazy dreams of yours, and I'll see you in the next episode.